much for joining us on the Weather Channel. I'm Vivian Brown along with Bruce Edwards.
Good morning.
It is just a little bit before 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time.
Just past. 10 seconds past 5 o'clock. Checking the old clock on the wall.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us anyway. Either way it goes, it's very early, so if you're getting an early start or a late finish, we want to help you get to your destination safely. We wake up this morning, rain showers in the Big Apple, and we have snow across northern New England.
Yeah, and well, not even that far from New York. Get up the road, the Pike a Piece towards White Plains and Newburgh and Poughkeepsie. Got a little bit of snow there. Even in Teterboro and in Newark, it's snow mixing with a little bit of rain, but rain in the Big Apple. And well, we're going to be watching this front as it marches on to the east. Today is Monday, March 10th. Let's take a look at the satellite picture. Crank it up, put it into motion. By the way, today is the start of Girl Scout Week. Viv, have you been a Girl Scout? She was a brownie. Of course she is. Vivian Brownie. No, but anyway, it's Girl Scout Week, so the Girl Scouts are out celebrating their week. Here's the satellite picture, the enhancement, and again, we can see there's our front. You see a drape from old Mexico swinging all the way up to the northeast with the big bulk of energy here, and another little ripple on the front. You can see the enhancement showing up right here, a little more moisture across Texas this morning. Here's a look at the black and white water vapor imagery to show us the moisture pattern, the moisture flow. Again, at times this is a little more helpful, especially in determining upper level disturbances, upper level low pressure areas. And you can see, again, things cranking up a little bit more here in Texas. Pretty thin line here through the Mid-South. And then as we get to the Northeast, things pick up just a little bit as far as the moisture content is concerned. Here's the current weather map. You can see one low moving on up. Remember where we saw things increasing? Well, that's where we're getting a little wave of low pressure developing on the front back into Texas. And everything is just generally moving off to the east. Now, with the cold air in place in the northeast, we've got the moisture arriving with the southerly winds, and that's bringing in some snow. And at times, moderate snowfall from the Adirondacks up around Saranac Lake, and you get in towards Messina, New York, and back over to Burlington and Montpelier, some moderate snowfall into the Berkshires of Massachusetts, Connecticut Valley, Hartford, Providence, Worcester, all reporting some snow up to Portland right now. And as we mentioned, from Newburgh and White Plains, lifted right on north to the mountains, we're talking about some snowfall. But in the city itself, JFK, LaGuardia, out on the island, out around Farmingdale and Islip, they're reporting some rain right now. And in Teterboro, a little mixture there. Around Newark, a little mixture of snow and rain. Should change over to gradually all rain now as the milder air gets in. Even reports in north side of Philly of some freezing rain and drizzle. Now, as we follow the front to the south, there's rain in the eastern parts of Virginia, scattered on back through the eastern parts of Tennessee, around Bristol and Johnson City and Knoxville and towards Crossville, Tennessee, and working your way very widely scattered light showers here. So we get back into Texas, it gets a little more substantial around the Big Bend, around Del Rio, Texas, and up to around College Station. Fog along the Gulf Coast, really from Alice, Texas, right on up through Galveston, Beaumont, Port Arthur, New Orleans, some fog, and in the Florida Panhandle. Also around Sumter, South Carolina, visibility is restricted due to fog, so be careful on I-95. Let's take you on a radar tour. We'll start in the northeast, and again with that low right here cranking on up and lifting on to the north with the southerly winds ahead of it. We're seeing the moisture moving in. Snow mainly is all you're seeing until you get out of the Big Apple. Then we start to get in with some rain. As you can see, it's all drifting to the east. Here's a little closer look at the northeast corridor. Snowfall, snowfall, snowfall until you get about to the Big Apple. Then we're talking about the rainfall here back to the Jersey Shore. Occasionally moderate rain last hour during at Atlantic City. And then in Philly, again, you get some rain, but a little patches of freezing rain here. As you can see, the whole area is moving east. And again, the bulk of the moisture is going to be moving through Philly before most folks get on out. But Baltimore, Washington still reporting some wet weather this morning. Southbound, we pick it up. Richmond, Norfolk, Newport News with some showery weather down to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Back behind it, there's some rain as you get around Beckley and Bluefield, approaching Roanoke and Christiansburg within the next hour or so. So the valley there will get a little damp. You can see some moisture around Knoxville, Tennessee, but again, widely scattered, mainly light rain showers here. A few thunders blowing up offshore from Myrtle Beach, but those are moving offshore. And as we follow the front on to the south near Birmingham, some spits and drizzles occurring here right now. Back towards Jackson, Mississippi, and up towards Monroe, Louisiana, we have some wet weather here. Another perspective, again, shows the showers here. Now, once we get up around College Station over towards Longview and Tyler, Texas, things get a little more substantial. And where that wave is forming along the front back into Texas, we're even hearing some thunder around Del Rio and the Rio Grande Valley. You can see the flecks of yellow in here as the system continues to develop up towards Waco and Austin and swinging on towards Longview. We can see the moisture generally slowly lifting off towards the north. Speaking of which, as we go north, upper Great Lakes, there's, again, wind around the low, bringing a few flurries around Marquette, Michigan, and then overriding the warm front, we get some moisture. We're seeing a little snow from Grand Forks towards Fargo. No big deal here at the present time, but again, a light dusting of snow, not all this reaching the ground, but the Twin Cities can see an intermittent flake, but not enough to cause any problems. And then as you go westbound towards Miles City and back towards Helena and Butte, Montana, and Missoula, there was some snow in the northern parts of the Rocky Mountains. As we check the Pacific Northwest now, here comes a warm front, and still an onshore flow persists. So Portland, Salem, Eugene, on up towards Hoquiam, Washington. There's some wet weather, and then through the Columbia River Gorge, there's some showers here, and over towards, around Pendleton, Oregon, we're picking up a little bit of rain here. And as we look at the radar, you'll observe from Portland to Salem, Pendleton, and towards Lewiston, Idaho, we have some rain showers here, snow high in the mountains at the present time. Let's take a look quickly at the numbers for you. The temperatures, 30s in the mountains, 50s and 60s along the coast, with 61 in Los Angeles for you this morning. Freezing in Chicago, 31 Minneapolis, not too bad here. Freezing in Indianapolis, 34 in the best location in the nation, Cleveland, Ohio. While Boston, some 30 with snowflakes. New York, 36 with rain showers, 28 and snowing in Albany right now. While we work south, mild ahead of the front, 63 in Atlanta, 69 Tampa, 70 in Miami. Back to Dallas, it's 55 degrees. Let's put it all back together into one piece, and that's your current weather map. And now with a check of your forecast, here is Vivian Brown.
Okay, we'll begin the forecast with the midday hour today, and notice the area of low pressure has moved off the New England coast, so improving conditions expected as we go through the afternoon hours for places like New York City and even Boston. The tail end of the front, though, still draped back across the southeast, so Atlanta, scattered showers possibly throughout the day today, and then we'll start to dry out in the flood-ravaged areas, the Ohio Valley here, the mid-Mississippi Valley. Then we'll watch this little system as it streaks across the Great Lakes area. It will provide some windy conditions today for Chicago and Milwaukee, maybe some snow in Green Bay and across Alpena, Michigan. And the onshore flow continues here over the Pacific Northwest, so Seattle and Portland. It's raining this morning, and it will pretty much be an all-day event. Offshore winds, Southern California, Arizona, Southern Nevada. Temperatures well into the upper 80s today in L.A. We're forecasting an afternoon high of about 88 degrees, by the way, with quite a bit of sunshine. So very warm in the deserts, and some of that warm air from the deserts on the heels of easterly winds will be transported all the way to the coast. That's what we get when high pressure stagnates itself over northern Utah, and that's what we'll find today. Okay, the late afternoon hours there, you see the little clipper moving across the Great Lakes with widespread light snow. Only 1, 2, 3 inches are possible here. And there you see the showers. Should not be very heavy, no total washouts or anything, but certainly enough to dampen your day, so you'll need the umbrella over parts of the southeast. A look at your local conditions coming up next.